Okay, welcome back to day 135. There we go. Yeah, last night I got super, upset, cranky, because it was actually this morning. And I got angry because I was so hot. And I get very upset when I'm really hot. And I was laying in bed, just in direct sunlight, just being like, I want to die. That was after getting allergies on my slippers, so I don't get allergies, because I live in a house with multiple pets, blah, 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 and I got super upset. And, I kind of hate to admit it, because it's I hate to be like, oh, I'm cranky, but it's just I was cranky. That's exactly what I was. I was felt like a toddler who missed their nap, you know? Yeah, there's a quote-unquote glitch, for my sibling getting their vaccine today. So apparently they were 2 hours late on things. So they were just she was just standing in line, just okay, for 2 hours. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that was real rough. I don't know. Ooh, yeah, what I was saying was, not today, it was, yesterday or whatever. We were watching the Game Grumps, play Mario Maker that Rubber Ross made. And we were watching it, and Aaron's like, hypothetically, if hypothetically I let people pee on me to see if I was into it, what would you think? And I'm just like, no, you weren't in front of a whole audience, you know? And it just I didn't want that to be a thing that was going on, but apparently it was. And the worst part is we were watching it, and the worst part was we were watching it. The worst part was that we were watching it, and they were saying hypothetically this, blah blah, I don't know. But then Ross didn't hear the hypothetically, and Ross was like, yeah, no, it's good or normal to have things. I remember one time I thought it was funny to just be like, hey, suck on my toes. And I'm just like, I swear to God, I am too tired for this, and I watch this every day. I don't really need any of that, you know? Don't need it. Don't need it. Thank you very much. See, I don't mind the idea of having this next book thing, and they have this cute little keyboard, and then they have the tablet, But the problem with this is this next book is slow as hell. I don't know why. It is the slowest thing. So right now with the choppy audio, I don't know if it's because of the site I'm on watching it or if it's the actual next book. And then it cracked because I sat on it. I leaned on it when I was getting a tissue one morning. So it's cracked and it's slow as hell, and it's not a good thing. I know it wasn't the most expensive, I think my dad said. So I don't know what it was originally, so I'm like, did you get it on sale? And I'm just like, I wonder if I can send it back to get it fixed from being cracked. That would be interesting. But this is not my favorite electronic piece. But yeah, I want to take photos so I can post them on Facebook, and I talked about this before about coming out as trans to everyone, like globally, like everyone at once that I didn't come out to. And I want to post it, but I did defriend a lot of people that obviously were really, really awful. So, like people from my old church that was super transphobic and homophobic and racist and sexist and horrible. Not a great family, just the whole bunch. Not a great family. But what happened was, the thing is that I want to come out there, and I need to get the testosterone, so I might do that. I was thinking of doing that tomorrow, but I'm like, oh, I don't know, my siblings are going to use the car, so I don't know, blah, blah. And then, the other thing is, again, I defriended a bunch of people, and I kind of wish those were the ones I would see that I'm trans, just being like, oh, look at that, they're trans, just to be like, and I know I'm not going to change their mind, but just maybe think about it. But one of the things that I got actually a text message or an email from Facebook. I don't use it, but I still get those annoying emails. Like, no matter what I do, get those annoying emails. And I was looking through them, and one of them had a name popped up, and I was like, what's that? Like who's that? Like, I mean, like, I thought we weren't friends, because so what happened is, back in the 2016 election, she was saying how, I don't know, just a bunch of different things about Trump, and how she was very pro-Trump, how if I'm not, like, for Trump, that makes me a horrible person, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, listen, I'm just saying that, I'm not saying any other option that is running is better. I'm far more left than a lot of these people. I don't think Biden should be sucking his own dick about giving out, what was it, something million vaccines. Okay, that's not on you. Don't suck your own dick about it. You're just being a better president. So just like, okay, I think even like the right are so far right that they think that vaccines are extreme, but you're just giving vaccines to people that need it. So, like, all these people that are in line are clearly not the people going, oh, it's not a thing. It's like, these are the people that are going, yes, I want this. I am signed up for it, and I would really, really like this. So don't suck your own dick that you're giving out all these vaccines. These are clearly the people that already been wanting it. So if we did have a better president than Trump, we would already have been here. You're not doing anything special. You're just doing the bare minimum. Anyways, point is, I'm talking about, like, you know, back then with all growing them by the pussy, and then having it be like, she was like, oh, that's just how men talk, and I'm like, okay, and she's like, I work at a auto shop. I'm like, okay, cool. I work at a construction office. Like, okay, cool. I deal with construction workers, you know? Doesn't mean I'm gonna put up with them saying that kind of thing. Nah, man. And, but yeah, so anyways, it was really horrible. And she gave the number of my sister, who my sister was like, this doesn't make you a bad person. We can still be friends. I just don't want to talk about it. Kind of situation. And apparently the person gave the number away of my sister, and now the boyfriend was going after her, like calling her names, calling her things, doing different things. And we're like, we're in university, we're not even in the same country right now. Why are you like this? Like, we're not even in the same country. Just, why are you, what? So we're like, we're not dealing with that. So we're like, okay, just whatever. So, and then a little bit later, my mom was like, oh, I made plans to go get my nails done with her, but I don't want to do it. Would you go? And I'm like, sure, I'll get my nails done. But she knows that, like, what she did giving out the number is not okay. Right? And then also blocking us on all social media. By the way, if you want to reach out, she's the one that blocked us. We didn't block her. Apparently we are still friends on Facebook, is why I'm mentioning all this. So it's just like, what? Anyway, the point is, apparently today, during the pandemic, by the way, they had a very, very, very nice, large get-together for a baby shower. So she is pregnant. I mean, it makes sense. She got married a year ago, year and a half, maybe at most ago. So it's like, it makes sense that she got pregnant, but it's just like, dude, it's pandemic. I know it's your first baby and stuff, but maybe don't have a party. So anyways, so all this is going on, and apparently we're still friends, even though she blocked me. Shout out to when I try to message her unrelated to anything, just being like, hey, you have a very, very, very expensive dress from my eldest sibling, can I have it back? And she blocked me for that. I just wanted to know I was just wondering if she could give us back the dress that cost. We didn't spend that much, thank God, but it was quite a few $100 dress. Quite a few $100. Apparently, she did not want to give it back. I didn't even ask, like, hey, I didn't even say, like, I want this money back or anything. I was like, hey, do you have this dress? I just want to know if you have the dress. Because if she doesn't have it, that's fine. But if you have it, give it back. Blocked. She didn't even answer. I have no idea if she still owns that dress or not. I don't even know if she realizes a few $100. We got out of the thrift store, but was with tags on. Few $100 dress. That was a whole thing. Oof. Yeah, and then, yeah, and I kind of mentioned it before, but I didn't grow up in the best household. But yeah, she was always like, oh my god, my dad is so abusive, and he's so, like, angry, and he had to go to anger therapy, and I'm like, okay, that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. But then when I mentioned also something, she's like, oh, that's not too bad. I'm like, what? Like, okay. Your dad yelled at you. By the way, anger therapy was just yelling. By the way, never physical, never physical. So I'm not undermining anything. And also, yelling, financial abuse, like there's verbal, financial, emotional, physical, obviously sexual, stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of list of different abuses. I'm not belittling any of them. The point was, like, not that her pain wasn't real. The point was that she never even tried to recognize our pain, because she's like, oh, well, that's not that bad, or oh, I could handle that. And I was like, well, okay, I let you talk about your problems, just let me talk about mine. Dang. Now I'm just angry. Yeah, that's the thing with ranting about things, is that it just, like, there's so much I just want to yell about. Not yell, obviously, but because now I'm like, oh man, I'm in pain and everything. And it reminds me of how my doctor says to do something that I've been doing for 5 years. And then also with my dad being like, oh, it's just from allergies, because they stuck you with new allergens. I'm like, you don't even listen to what I'm talking about. Like, no, they didn't test me for new allergens. They test me for the allergens that they know I'm allergic to see if I'm less allergic to it. My allergists are like, hey, do you want more allergies? And my allergist is like, oh, you want more allergies? Like, you want a larger dose of allergy shot every time you're here to maybe help get rid of allergies more? I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, but it, like, you're still allergic to things. I'm like, yeah. I want. That was from 3 days ago. I'm good. Thank you. Oh, don't be cracking things more. But yeah, I was like, I don't want any more freaking allergy shots. And I was actually asking him, maybe I should, like, have a lower dose. Like, I'm already on a lower dose, because I'm already so affected by allergies. I'm just like, oh. So I'm very angry,